Ladies and gentlemen, a little something different for your Sunday evenings here at Ball Logic. We're going live with a mock draft, but not just any old mock draft. We're going points for those of you that may not play the standard 9-cat format. All this and more right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ball Logic. I'm your host this evening, the Horse, and with me, the man who is the self-proclaimed master of points leagues. It's Flanders. What are you doing, mate?
Mate, I'm here doing a points draft, and it's really good to do one of these. I think a lot of people play 9-cat, but I think there's a lot of guys out here that just don't want that. They want to get back to a nice one-number sort of format. And points does that for people, and I think it's a nice, easy format to play, and you can play it when you're an expert. You can also play it when you're a casual too. It just makes life really easy to play. So
for sure, if you're not into your standard 9-cat or whatever it might be with your drafting system, your points leagues are, for me, a much simpler form of NBA fantasy basketball, which is easy to get involved in. It's easy to follow, and it's good for the novice. Like, there are people who have been playing points leagues for years, but if you're just new to NBA fantasy and want to give it a go, and you're not all over how 9-cat basketball works, the points league system is basically your best players getting the most amount of points, and the most amount of points at the end of the week win.
Yeah, pretty much. There's nothing more to it, and it makes it really easy to play. You can get in, have draft, have some fun, and that's what it's about. And getting involved in it, I love a good points draft here. It's one you don't have to look at too in depth. It's good guys do well and bad guys don't. And yeah, it's nice and easy to keep a track of. And if you've got a few leagues, it's good to have a points league there. It's easy to keep a track of.
For sure. Did you want to go through, before we start this draft, which is happening in 5 minutes' time, the point scoring system and how we're going with it tonight?
Yeah. So we're playing off points here. So what we'll do, we might just share the screen here, mate, if you want to do that. So we will do this and bring this up. Oh, there we go. So we are playing on a scoring system here, which is 1 point for points scored, 1.2 for each rebound, 1.5 for an assist, 3 for blocks, 3 for steals, and just the -1 for turnovers here. So a lot of positive points, not a lot of negatives, and pretty balanced there for a lot of the defensive guys as well. They can slide down a lot of boards really easily in a lot of these sort of leagues, and they do hold their value well with 3 blocks and 3 steals. Keeps these guys in the market to be still high picks.
Yeah, 100%. So when we're talking points league, it is fairly similar to those in Australia, New Zealand, wherever you might be, that play or about to play NBA Supercoach for the first time. Fairly similar scoring system, except in this draft, there's no -1s for missed field goals. So we will get around to that drawing closer to the season. But for tonight, this is a points league, Yahoo type system. These are the default settings. Am I right, Flanders, with how this works?
Pretty much, yeah. There might only be a minor tweak to turnovers, but other than that, we're playing a pretty standard format here. So this is pretty much a standard. If someone's just making a league, that's what you're going to be playing with here. This is as pretty standard as it gets. You don't have a lot of categories impacting it. Again, we've got 6 impacting categories here. You're not looking at field goal percentage here, so that's not a big thing. Free throw percentage as well. A lot of those guys that move down boards because they do impact you pretty hard there, or 3-point mates. Those guys make their way back up some draft boards pretty quickly. So you'll see some guys that go in the first round that may not even be, second or even third guys. So some interesting picks when you're playing points leagues.
Yeah, for sure. It's a different way to think. And in this specific draft, we've got 10 teams and 14 rounds. Is that right?
10 teams, 13 rounds. So
13 rounds.
We go 13 deep in it. So point guard, shooting guard, and a guard, small forward, power forward, and a forward. 2 centers and 2 utilities, and then 3 bench spots here. Picking 45 seconds a pick here. So nice and fast, keeping it fun here. And yeah, again, 9-cat leagues, they're great. They're fun. We all enjoy them. But I think getting a bit of fun, 1 point metric is nice and easy for everybody to play at home.
So something I will address here, and it's something that we've spoken about on Ball Logic a little bit in mock drafts that we've done so far in the preseason and podcasts that we've done, and that's punting categories. So with points leagues, Flanders, there's no need to punt any category because it's just the most amount of points wins.
Pretty much for the minimal downside turnovers are of -1. A steal, a block, a few more points makes up for those really, really quickly. So you don't really need to look at punting anything here. So guys like Giannis, they sit really, really high here. But there's some other guys that do slide a fair way down. Someone like a Paolo Banchero who's up the board a lot. Just having a bit of a look on my screen here are some guys that are much higher than I expect them to be. He's a really good example.
Yeah. For example, when we're looking at guys that drop down the board versus blokes that are higher up on the board, you've got Giannis at 2. So he's ranked higher than SGA and big Victor Wembanyama. But then you've got the likes of Steph Curry, who, even though he played 70 games last year, he's ranked at 31 last year in points league. So it's not the best players available when you're talking 9-cat. It's the best players for points leagues are the ones that you're picking.
Yeah, exactly. So getting a lot of those guys, and a guy that I've done an episode on about, Scotty Barnes, he makes his way back up the boards really easy because he doesn't need to be efficient, extremely efficient in that one category to see that nice big spike. He's doing a lot of everything out there, and he is a wonderful player. I had him in a league last year, and loved me a bit of Scotty Barnes last year for a points league.
So with, I guess, the drafting, when we're talking points leagues, Flanders, who are the big ones that you tend to see go early on in drafts? So as we see, we're counting down towards the first pick, going to Anthony. Who are the players? Is it Jokic? Is it Giannis? Doncic? SGA?
Yeah. Jokic needs to go. How do I get?
We should probably right.
Yeah, let me work on that on my end here.
So Jokic at 1, Wemby at 2. You're on the clock now, mate.
Yeah, and where do we go? We went, Giannis, Jokic, Wemby. I think I'd be really hard pushed to go past. Where is my draft button? Give me a draft button here. I'm taking Giannis again, pick 2. He's going to be a massive guy this year for them. I'm a big fan of Giannis. I probably think he would have gone pick 2, but Brandon decided to go with a Wemby build there. Big there. I think he's going to get a lot of points this year. Just a lot of everything. So, where are you thinking of going with your pick, mate?
Not too sure. We'll see how the draft plays out for now. So we see Jokic at 1, Wemby at 2, Giannis at 3, Doncic at 4, SGA drops all the way to 5. If you're in a 9-cat league, you'd be licking your lips if you saw SGA at 5. Anthony Davis at 6. I'm picking at 9 in this draft. So,
9?
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Yeah, mate.
It's going
Caden Ant go off the board.
What's that? Sorry.
Caden Ant go off the board. Where are you thinking?
Yeah, I was hoping he would fall to me, but I think I'm going to go with Domantas Sabonis.
Yeah.
Usually very good in a points league. Not so good in a 9-cat league, but he does fill out the numbers pretty well in points leagues.
Without a doubt. And the little extra bump that he gets for rebounds being the 1.2, not a standard 1, just brings him up that little bit higher as well. So, yeah, this is a lovely format where you see a lot of low field goal percentage guys go up really high. That's why you see a lot of guards go early as well. So you've turned around. We've gone Trey and Cat into, who'd you go, mate?
James Harden.
James Harden. That's a lovely pick there, mate. Big fan of that
so
there.
James Harden ranked 12 last year on the year. So the two players that I picked they were 11th and 12th in points leagues last year. Interestingly enough, LeBron James was at number 9 last year.
Yeah, number 9. He was great last year. Again, he's always filled that stat sheet. He's pretty much a 25, 7-7 guy. He has been for a lot of his career. So, yeah.
Do you think with age though, with Luka now being the undisputed number 1 in LA, those numbers drop off this year?
It has to have an impact at some point, and I think this has to be the year. And I think it feels like we've been saying it for years now, but I think this has to be the year. He's definitely in those twilight years, which again for someone like him isn't so bad, but definitely the twilight of his career.
for sure. And then we see Donovan Mitchell at the what's that? The 2-5. He was taken there.
15,
So in
yep.
this draft, number 15. Last year, where was he ranked? I'll have
We're
to
in a
have a
little
look.
ways down. We're in a little ways down the board. See Paolo Banchero go, so that's an interesting one to see go in the 17th
Number
position here.
Donovan Mitchell was 38th overall in points leagues last year
Yeah. Yep.
in this standard format. So,
Yep.
yeah, Kevin Durant there. You anticipate the numbers to be around about the same for KD at Houston, especially without Van Vliet there at point guard?
Yeah, I think it'll still be good. I think they've brought him in. They spent a lot to get him, and I think they're going to have to use him to justify their money here. So, but I'm going to go a bit of Tyrese Maxey here. Being able to take Giannis in my first round gave me a lot of flexibility to take a guard come the second round. So I'm pretty happy with that there, not having to double guard.
Beautiful.
We got Brano on the clock here. He's gone with Steph, so that's gone a bit earlier than he's projected here, which is he's a projected third in this. Seeing him go in the second.
Yeah, Steph Curry last year, 31 in points leagues in this format. So interesting. But
a bit earlier.
You can see credibility there, though, because with Jimmy Butler in the side, he did play better towards the back end of last year, and Golden State did look like a better team. So we're looking at Steph Curry with Wemby, Nikola Jokic, and Alperen Şengün.
Yes, Alperen Şengün. I feel. But again, I think a lot of his deficiencies that we see in 9-cat get hidden a lot in a points league here. So again, it's not a bad thing. And you see a lot of these guys that are highly deficient that go earlier. And you see guys like Evan Mobley. You know, Evan Mobley's gone here at what's that? 21.
21.
You know, we've seen him go significantly higher in a 9-cat league.
Alperen Şengün 22 on the year last year in points leagues.
Yeah. Wonderful. He has been.
Yeah. Scotty Barnes there at 22 to Brain Talks Ball.
Yep. Big brain.
So he's got the center, the point guard, and the Scotty Barnes a shooting guard in this. Interesting. Jaylen Brown.
He's a 3-position player, that guy. So I think it just takes him in the shooting guard.
Okay.
So yeah.
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
Banking on a big year for Jaylen Brown.
Oh, mate. Points leagues hide this guy's deficiencies he's going to have this year astronomically. We're not playing in a negative missed field goal here. That's a massive thing. I think he'll get his fair share of turnovers without a doubt, but he's going to get his fair share of points here too. Very much similar to Giannis. Who else are they going to really use out there? Yeah, they've got Derek White. You know, they're going to have Peyton Pritchard, but who else are they really going to use out there this year? They have no Tatum. It's been well known. So I think, Jaylen Brown's going to have a huge year.
Yeah, for sure. I like it.
What are you thinking here, mate? We've got some guys that are hanging on the board a bit longer than expected based on Yahoo's expert rank.
Yeah, I got a couple of people in mind.
Yep.
There's one that I'm very high on if he ends up getting through to me. As we see, De'Aaron Fox, Jalen Johnson, Jalen Brunson, and Bam Adebayo going off the board. Both the ones that I've got in my category here are still here, or in my queue. So very, very interesting the way this is going out. Bam's going to get a big bump in numbers as Jalen Williams goes there. That's one of the guys I had in my queue, but
with no Tyler Hero out there, he's going to be leaned on a lot.
LaMelo Ball bounce back season.
Oh, it's got to be. Health's the only real question on this guy, I think. Mm-hmm. And if you can back in the health, I think you could back him in easily in a third in this case, and then eventually even higher.
For sure. How did LaMelo go last year? 20th. He was in the games that he played. Yeah. Next is someone that I guess is a little bit of a punt on in your 9-cat, but if this guy stays fit and healthy, and we've seen what he looks like in the preseason, Zion Williamson, I think he's in for a massive, massive year. How
lean is that man looking at the moment? They have done something out there.
He looks unreal.
Yeah.
Mind you, like
Yeah.
it's you don't just get by on looking lean, I guess, but 30 games played last year, but he was ranked 14 in points leagues last year
Yeah,
when he
it's
did
the
play.
game's played. Yeah, and you've gone with a a team that you really hope just plays. If they play, mate, you got to build and a half gun on there. Lamelo 20th, Zion at 14th. If they can replicate what they did last year, which I don't think is the part we're questioning with these guys, the question is, are they going to stay out there on the court?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Pascal Siakam goes there at the 4-3, 4-4. Amen Thompson. Really like what is projected for Amen Thompson this year at Houston. Reports are that he's going to take on the point guard role there, which means more assists, more time on court, out of position rebounds. Really like that. Trey Murphy there to Corey's team. You're high on Trey Murphy this year.
Big Trey Murphy guy, mate. Absolutely huge. I think he's got the keys to the city sort of vibe. Trey Murphy would have gone lovely with my Jaylen Brown pick, as long as the Giannis one. Just seeing a noticeable bump there is what I'm looking for. But yeah, I'm massive on that. And I think getting him at what's that, the 35th pick is great value.
For sure.
Especially in this points strategy.
So Jamal Murray, Laurie Markkinen at the 4-7. You've taken Chet, Derek White to Brain Talks Ball, Franz Wagner to Anthony's top team, and he is on the turn. Where do you think he goes with this? He's got the bigs all locked up. He should start looking for guard now, shouldn't he?
Oh, he's a bit of a reach over Josh Hart, but Josh Hart proved to be great in a points league last year. He does a lot and fills those stat sheets. I just don't know whether he's going to stay in that starting lineup. We sort of had a bit of a discussion about that, and I think there's every chance he could slide out to a nice 6-man role there.
One would hope. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Now we see on games played last year, it was only 19 games, but Joel Embiid was 23 or 23rd overall in points leagues. With the recent news of Daryl Morey coming out saying there's no timeline or time frame on the return of Joel Embiid to the court, does this now mean he's off your radar altogether, or how early is too early to be taking someone that might not play till Christmas?
Arguably, I'm probably going to be one of those guys who's going to let everybody else have him in all the leagues I'm in. So if you're playing in a league with me, feel free to grab him, because I'm not going to take him probably in the 100. I don't think, like, there's value there, but if he's not going to play till Christmas, he comes back, he doesn't play the back-to-backs, he misses some time. There's a world he's only plays 25 games this year, and
for sure,
I'd need a deep IR to justify taking him. What's your thoughts on it, mate?
I won't be drafting him anywhere.
Anywhere at all?
Anywhere at all. Nope.
Okay.
I want my players playing.
Yep.
I mean, if he's there, if I'm in a 20-team league and he's still there at 180, then I might take the risk. But it's not for me. Someone I feel like has fallen a little bit, but that's only because he's injured at the moment, or he has an injury designation, is Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yep. Great.
Matty O'Brien, our man Matrix, he is very high on Triple J this year. He's out with that turf toe injury to start the year, though. So interesting times ahead for Memphis. And who are they going to lean into? Is it Jock Landale? Is it Santi Aldama? The first couple of weeks, at least, they're going to need to, as we see Joel Embiid going there to Zane in round 6.
Yeah, 51.
What do I need here? I got centers, I got guards. I might shooting guard or another bit.
Best available, or is it?
Yeah, I think it might be.
There's a few nice options sitting around here.
Yeah, I think I'm going with the big guy from Utah. I'm massive on contract seasons. And Walker Kessler, we've seen what his ability is like to rebound the ball at a good rate, and his field goal percentages around the rim and blocks. If he's going to stay in Utah, they've got to play him. It's as simple as that.
Is he going to stay in Utah, though? It's a big conversation to be had.
Well, if they want him to stay, they've got to play him, don't they? Like, he's free to walk next year and choose wherever he wants to go. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a world that, they, as much as they don't want to play a guy that's good because they unofficially tanking still, I can see this year. They're just going to have to give this guy time. They're going to have to.
Is this the year where Utah actually come on a little bit? Like, they've been pretty poor for the last couple of years. They've got some good, nice young pieces, and I'm not saying they're OKC-esque in terms of winning culture, but when you're talking losing seasons and hoarding draft picks, and they're starting to get a little bit of talent there. Like, last year they won 17 games. This year they might win their 25 or 30 and just start that slow, incremental, more wins. They look better. Like, they've stuck with the coach. They think Coach Hardy's really good for this team moving forward. So I'm interested to see how this works out. For those that are listening on audio, after my pick of Walker Kessler, we've gone Tingus Pingus, Cooper Flagg, the first rookie off the board, Jared Allen, Jalen Duren, Miles Turner to Heat Wave at 6'7", Brandon Miller, Denny Abdia to Brain Talks Ball. He does love that man. Jalen Green to Anthony's tip-top team, Zach Levine at the 7-1. Zach Levine in points leagues. What's he like usually, Flanders?
Hey, he's pretty good. I think out at Sacramento, there's a lot to go around out there, but I still think he's a great pickup. He's probably what it reads on the label, I feel.
He's one of those
a lot
guys.
of guards. Okay. Yeah, it's just that you know what you're getting here. I don't think you're buying value. You could reach to some other guys and try buy some more value, but I think you're buying what you think you're getting, and you'll probably get it too.
For sure. How's your queue? How's your queue looking?
Pretty bare, if I'm being honest, mate. I've been doing too much talking and not enough looking at the draft board. But where am I going to go here?
Well, time is nearly up.
Vibes.
Panic.
Absolute vibes.
Absolute vibes. You've taken him off the top of my queue.
If there's a guy that is built for points leagues, it's none other than Jordan Poole.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is just built for chucking shots, hitting shots. If he hits him, he hits him. If he doesn't, he doesn't. He's probably going to turn the ball over a bit. He'll get some assists. He loves a flashy pass. He's going to shoot that ball, and he's going to get me points.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are tuning in and you want some questions answered, feel free to put them in the comments. We will get to them when we can. And while you're at it, give us a thumbs up. Helps us get out to those that are a bit of banter-minded, like-minded people when you're talking your NBA fantasy. Also, if you're listening to us on audio, 5-star review would be much appreciated. After your pick of Poole, we're going Andrew Nemhard, who I'm very high on. Brandon Ingram next. Mike Hughes just been decimated these last 4 picks.
They're just taking you to the cleaners here, mate.
Yeah. Not quite sure where to go to from here. I
think both of us are just rebuilding our queues here, mate.
Yeah, don't mean to have the radio silence for those listening on audio, sorry, but we're going to go with... I need another guard. And you talk about your vibes pick of Jordan Poole, Cam Thomas in a points league. That's all he does.
Yeah. You are just buying a contract season here, aren't you? Between Cam, between Walker Kessler. Is it a Zion contract season this year?
I don't
or is it next year? I was going to say, I know there's always a lot of talk around his contracts, so he's finding a lot of upside here, and I'm a big fan of it.
I know Braino will have this guy in his queue, and he's probably going to be dirty on me for taking this guy, but Peyton Pritchard, the new starting point guard at Boston, is next for me. As we see Tommy Guns in the chat, Jock season, Jock Landale, could be starting at Memphis. We'll have to wait and see how that transpires.
Without a doubt.
So Mark Williams there went to Braino at the 7-2. You had Jordan Poole, Andrew Nemhard, Tyler Hero, Brandon Ingram, Michael Porter Jr., Miles Bridges back-to-back, Cam Thomas, Darius Garland, who's out for the first month at the 7-10. That's a little bit of a discount there, I reckon. Nikola Vucevic at the 8-1, Peyton Pritchard, DeAndre Ayton, RJ Barrett at 8-4, Julius Randle. Big Julius. He's basically been chosen around here in 9-cat. Is there any different in points leagues with Julius Randle?
No, he just doesn't seem to be amazing. He just seems to do some things, and those things are nice. Those things aren't amazing.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Pretty much. He's going to get out there. He'll play. He's great to fill in at a forward spot. Again, this points leagues tend to lean towards a lot of guards because the efficiency doesn't punish you. But yeah,
sure.
to pick him up, that deep here, we're talking pick 75. He went. I think I'm a big fan of that value there. Whoever Lee's legendary team is, Asar Thompson at 76 when he was projected to go at 100. I have it out for you. I had him in my queue. It was the only one left. There'll be some words discussed after this when I find him.
Do you know who it is?
No, I sadly do, and I will be going for him. Yeah, we're going to take a bit of upside here. As much as everyone is talking about Josh Giddey down here in Australia, I'm a big Kobe White fan. Grabbed him in a league the other week, and I think when you actually look at the way the US looks around Chicago, it is Kobe White, not Josh Giddey, and proven by them not giving him, the outrageous, I wouldn't even say outrageous money that we thought he was worth. We thought he was all worth the money he was asking, but Chicago didn't. And, they got him down to where they were all pretty happy. But 25 mil a year, pretty cheap money. And you wouldn't think your star guy you'd be negotiating that hard with.
How do you see rookies performing this year? So we've got your Cooper Flags, you've got your Ace Baileys, you've got your Dylan Harpers. Obviously, it depends on playing time and what have you, but outside of Cooper Flag, do you see any rookies who are worth having a bit of a look at? Even, are we looking at Corkbrenner from Charlotte if he gets the start?
I'm not a big fan of them. I just think the limitations that you're going to get here, like your percentages, which notoriously rookies tend to have pretty crap percentages, doesn't affect them here. I think I'm a big fan of the Ace Bailey. Dylan Harper once he's healthy. Again, this is reasonably shallow here. We're only 130 deep here. But if you're going a full 168 or a 180, there's good value there getting him. If not, he's probably making it to waivers, and I'll grab him when he's back and healthy.
Okay. I like it. So let's go back through our picks. Where were we at? Asar Thompson at the 8.6, Cam Johnson 8.7, Kobe White at the 8.8, Jakob Podol 8.9, OG Ananobi at the 8.10, Paul George on the turn to Anthony's tip-top team, Mattis Bazula straight out of my queue to Brano. He's very high on Mattis as well. Brody's swag team. I bet you came up with that name yourself.
Oh, mate, that was not actually the auto-generated one. I wrote that out myself. Don't think that's the one Yahoo built for me.
Okay. You must have been the cool kid at school with names like that, mate. Anyway, you picked CJ McCollum.
Mate, I've gone Jordan Poole, Kobe White, CJ McCollum. Field goal percentage, if I was playing 9-cat, would be punted for sure here. But no, we've put up a lot of guys that are upside here. I think Jordan Poole and CJ McCollum swap each other. I'm getting CJ at the 83, and he's probably going to put up 20 points a game pretty comfortably here. I like my value that I've picked up here. And he does have some nice youth around him to pick up some assists.
How much of the season do you think he actually plays?
I think he plays 60, 65. I think he plays a lot of it. I think he's going to be a good head that they've got into that team. I think getting Jordan Poole out, getting CJ in probably puts the experience in there to help with the younger guys that they've got in. And I think they've actually brought him in for the youth and experience, which Jordan doesn't have.
No. So when they're at the All-Star break and they're 10 and 50 or whatever it might be, are they going to lean into your Bub Carringtons and your Alex Sars and these sorts of players, and he might have an early spring break or off season?
There's every chance that I play, and I hope that I sold my stocks at Christmas on him.
Yeah.
I think
if you are picking him up, you've got to sell him. If he's playing well, you've got to try and get back what you can for him.
Yeah, I had CJ in a points league last year, and it's one of those ones you sell as soon as he's high and hot. He's had 3 back-to-back ripper games. You sell high, and you can get probably someone that's 60th in the end for him. Where are you thinking of going here, mate? You're here at the 9.9.
Yeah, Shaden Sharp for me. It's got breakout written all over Shaden Sharp there. He's not particularly good with field goal percentage, but that doesn't matter in a points league.
No, I think having the experience they've got in there with Dame coming back as well is gonna help with a lot of the headspace and the experience that he needs there. So I'm a big I like the Shaden Sharp pick there, mate.
Yep. Someone else I'm very high on, and I'm going to go back to back Portland players, and that's the
Ooh.
Klingon, Donovan Klingon.
Oh,
So without DeAndre Ayton there, he's the clear number one center there. He's going to get plenty of time. There's going to be nights where he gets, what did he get, an 8 or 9 block game last year? Are they going to happen all
yeah,
the
it was
time?
big.
No. But rebounds, points around the rim, blocks. Could be a nice little breakout season for the Klingman.
Yeah, the Klingman. So
Emmanuel quickly goes next. People have sort of forgotten about him, but he can really light it up, Flanders.
he can, yeah. He had an injury ravaged season last year, so not as many games for him last year. But I think he's great value there. You're talking pick 93 there. Like again, Toronto. We've talked about it in our preview show for them. There's just a lot going on out there with a lot of guys, and it's got to be shared around. And you're getting someone in a points league at 93 from Toronto in the starting lineup. Big fan of that.
For sure. As we see Rudy Gobert going after that, Mikal Bridges, Nick Claxton, Christian Brown, Bradley Beal goes to Brody's swag team. Are there any positions of need that you're looking for now, or is it you're picking on best available?
I will need a center at some point. I'm still missing a center. We're playing in a 2-center league here. I've got Zubac. But yeah, I've currently just sort of been picking a bit of best available. And I know there's a few centers that sort of live down here in the depths of the hundreds. So I'll probably pick something up here. There's a few that are sitting in my queue that I wouldn't mind getting if they come back to me. But yeah, I was just sort of taking a bit of best available while possible. And then, see what comes back around.
Bradley Beal there to you. Keontae George, who it's pretty interesting there in Utah when you got Keontae George, who was the starter, went to the bench. Isaiah Collier then came on and started at the point guard. I think they might go back to Keontae George. I think they started using Isaiah Collier in a way that they wanted to see what he could do at the point guard. They know what they're getting out of Keontae George. So for a season that was lost anyway, for me, it was almost like they just threw Isaiah Collier in to see what he could do and what he could be. And he wasn't too bad. Like, it wasn't great, but he wasn't too bad. So I feel like Keontae may potentially be the starter again and Isaiah Collier be that one off the bench. But we'll have to wait and see what happens there in Utah. Anthony's tip-top team goes with Reed Shepherd, who all of a sudden becomes relevant there at Houston with no Van Vliet. Zachary Richard at the 11-1. Draymond Green, 11-2. That's a very braino pick. He loves Draymond Green. Isaiah Hartenstein, to you, you've picked your next center. Pretty happy with him there?
Yeah, well, I was tossing up between him or Aneka Okongwu. I think Hawks locked down the center role there. I'm not sure what the Tingus Pingus pickup does for Atlanta.
Yep.
With obviously Jalen Johnson out there as well. They got a bit of height out there, so I don't know what that really does for them. And he could see that bump into the high 20s instead of the low 30s. So I'll take the known stock in Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yep, I like it.
Who we got next that went after that, mate? So we went Aaron Gordon, Anthony Simons, Santi Aldama, Devin Vassell, Stephon Castle, and you went into Malik Monk at the 109.
Yeah, I feel like before the season starts, he's going to be at Golden State.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of rumors around about that.
This is more of an anticipation pick more than anything. But if he's at Golden State, he's going to be that spark plug off the bench. Steph is getting older. Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, he may be that next wave for the Warriors should he get there. Jalen Suggs and Onyeka Okongwu go next. And they were the two I had left in my queue. So we'll go with someone who really came on the back end of last year. Pretty interested to see how this guy's game translates to points league basketball, and that's Jaden McDaniels. 9-cat, he's really good for your out-of-position rebounds when he does play the shooting guard's small forward spot. Can hit your threes at a pretty good rate. Picked up his scoring last year as well and ended up inside the top 110 towards the back end of the year when we're talking 9-cat. Jaden McDaniels for you, is that a safer pick than Julius Randle in this, or are you still going on Julius Randle before Jaden McDaniels?
I should be taking Julius Randle before, but I do like the value of Jaden McDaniels at the 109. what's that? The 112. Like, there's amazing value. Like if you're getting someone like him outside the 100, you can't have any complaints at all with that. I don't think so.
Yeah, 122 he was. 123, Brandon Pajemski, like that there. Tobias Harris, 124. Tamani Kamara, really like his 3-and-D game, 125. Kevin Porter Jr. It's either going to be KPJ or Cole Anthony, isn't it, at Milwaukee that get a massive bump to start the year.
Someone's going to get it, and it's going to be absolutely astronomical too. So, yeah, I think it's a big thing to sort of keep an eye out for there. I think for those playing Supercoach as well, moving the difference between a Kevin Porter Jr. or a Cole Anthony could be the nice decision for a cheapie, the point guard.
Can you tell me or riddle me this? Kyle Kuzma is currently getting picked at 150 in points leagues, according to Yahoo. In 9-cat basketball, he's not particularly great to have in your team because of his deficiencies. But in points leagues, is he someone you want to target?
I think this year at Milwaukee, it's something that you could definitely target. Like they've got Giannis, but who else is Giannis can't score 110, 120 points every night. Like, you can't score it pretty well any night. So who's going to be the guy that helps him? And I think, Kuz loves a shot. I don't hate the look of a Kuz. And
you don't lose points in this kind of league for missed shots. So it might not be a bad pick.
Yeah, I wouldn't fade that pick, especially as we're turning around here into the last round. So after, where do we get to? Kevin Porter Jr., then we went Keegan Murray. I took Jaden Ivey. I went Tari Eason to Brain Talks Ball. And then Anthony took Jonathan Kuminga.
Yeah, if he ends up at Sacramento, 12th round value that we see here will turn into, I think it'll turn into 8th or 9th round value. I think he's going to get a bit of a bump if he gets there. They're going to play him. They're going to want to please him because they're going to want to extend him. I can see big things for Jonathan Kuminga.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that pick there as well. And this, as much as you were banking on the Malik Monk trade, I'd be banking on Jonathan Kuminga's part of that too. So you could have argued which one goes first, I think.
Yep. Jay Huff. I like that. Anthony's tip-top team takes him with his last pick. Schrodinger's cat, Dennis Schroeder to Braino at 132. Brody's swag team, where you're looking at to round out your draft.
DeJounte Murray, best available. How that man was still sitting on the board here, I will never know. I'll never ask either. But at 123 for a man that is going to take over on the Pelicans when he returns, I will bank on that because I could move into an IR spot because most leagues have at least one. And someone else that doesn't get picked up in the next 7 picks, I'll just pick up off waivers.
Yeah, 100%. I like your thinking. And if that's particularly important when you are joining a league, for me, my number one thing would be for you guys at home, check your league settings before you go in and draft. Because if there are IR capable spots, and you'll see with my next pick, if you've got IR spots, pick up someone that's coming back at Christmas who could be a top 20 player for you. Pick up someone who may miss the first couple of months that people are going, he's not going to be around. Why would I pick him? But it could be a match winner or a league winner for you towards the back end of the year. So for me, my pick is going to be, we've seen him already working out in the gym, coming back from a torn Achilles. He'll be back just after January. I'm going to place Kyrie Irving on my IR. And then when we're looking at this sort of league and you've got the likes of, or Zach Eddy's going to be out, Scoot Henderson, Ace Bailey, you've got plenty of players here that you could just use your waiver picks on, depending on schedules and what you need for your team. You'll be able to manage.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt at all, mate. You'll be fine there I have no concerns. We might do a quick team review. So, talk to me about your team, mate.
So, I have gone Domantas Sabonis, James Harden, LaMelo Ball, Zion Williamson, Jaren Jackson Jr., Walker Kessler, Cam Thomas, Peyton Pritchard, Shaden Sharp, Donovan Clingan, Malik Monk, Jaden Daniels, and my last pick, who will be going straight to IR, and then I'll grab someone else off waivers, Kyrie Irving.
Yep. big fan of that there.
For
I
you?
went Giannis into Tyrese Maxey, Jalen Brown, Chet Holmgren, Ivac Subac, Brandon Miller, Jordan Poole, Kobe White, CJ McCollum, Bradley Beal, Isaiah Harkenstein, Jaden Ivey, and DeJounte Murray. And we will again join you, and they will go straight to IR.
And then for those of you at home who do follow Ball Logic, I want you to comment below as to who's drafted the best team here. But Braino's gone big Wemby at the 2, Stephen Curry, Scotty Barnes, Derek White, Jimmy Butler, Denny Avdia, Mark Williams, Jakob Pertl, Matis Bezelis, Keontae George, Draymond Green, Tari preseason, and his last pick, Broads, if you can scroll down, please.
Yep, his last pick
was Dennis Schroeder. So they're the 3 here from Ball Logic. What we're doing every Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, is we will be running mock drafts. Last week, we had an auction draft. Tonight, it's been points league. Before that, we do 9 cats and we target punting specific categories and what have you. So all of those are on YouTube under Ball Logic. Go back and have a watch if you'd like to see how we're going about drafting. But also in the coming weeks, we know that it's starting to become drafting season now. Within our Patreon, we're available to you 24/7. So the link is in the description below. Click on that for a cup of coffee per month. That's right, per month. You've got us on tap. You've got access to Patreon articles. You've got access to a WhatsApp chat that you can ask any question about any sort of draft, any sort of format. And we've got 6 professionals in there who will be there to answer your questions day and night. So what are you waiting for? Jump in there. Anything you'd like to add before we knock off for the evening, Flanders?
No, it's been a wonderful night to have a look at a different category or different form of draft that we don't typically do. And yeah, good to have a look at points leagues, I think. And hopefully everybody at home enjoyed that as well, mate.
For sure. I had a ball, mate. This has been great. But stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because we've got stuff coming at you almost every night during the week here at Ball Logic when we're talking NBA Supercoach, fantasy, drafts, waiver wire ads, you name it, it's all here. So until then, we'll see you tomorrow night for an NBA Supercoach show. We'll catch you then. Peace.